All right, final two figures from this box, and it's time we discuss the train wreck. Hello and welcome back to Outside the Box, the series of videos where I show you my excellent purchase decisions. We have here the final two figures from this very old Big Bad Toy Store box. We've got to start on a downer again, I'm sorry. Let's bring them both out and save this box for a rainy day. What? Ugh. All right, what's going on here? This is Transformers from the Age of the Primes. Doesn't say animated, but it is supposed to be animated. Junkion Wreck-Gar. Man, this figure, what? I wasn't even really planning on grabbing this guy, but he did go on sale. And you know me, I like to think maybe we could fix these. I'm jumping the gun though. We get some decent enough artwork of bot and vehicle mode. Cool, very cool. Nice close-up of the bot mode over here. And of course on the back, some renders of the bot that we can expect. He's got his weapon there, just like in the animated show. Actually, I don't know if you ever had that in the animated show. I think it's just more reminiscent of the toy, the original animated Wreck-Gar. Oh look, it's got like a chomping gimmick here. Isn't that fun? That's so awesome. And then a render here of the vehicle mode as well. I guess let's open it up. I think it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen for us to get a remold, bit of a redesign on an animated figure. And animated Wreck-Gar was the unlucky one, huh? There's been another since this recording, and I think it's already come out. Animated Ratchet, which I don't have myself just yet, but based off the photos, it looks like it's much better than what they did here. I always prefer a new mold if possible. From what I can see, it looks like they've done enough different with Animated Ratchet where it's pretty faithful to the show. This guy's something else. And I do have the original bot that this is based on. Forget the dude's name. Trash Master or something? Which, you know, by all rights, that bot by itself, pretty decent. Nice way to fill out a nice little Junkion army. Man, oh man. It's funny how a new head sculpt can make you feel differently about a mold. All right, before I even add those, we'll just take a look at this dude, Animated Wreck-Gar, right? What do you mean it's not Animated Wreck-Gar? What are you talking about? It's Animated Wreck-Gar. Look, it's got the Animated Wreck-Gar head there. See? The head sculpt's not bad, you know. On some of these characters, like for example, Animated Optimus, there's been a translation of the head sculpt. It doesn't have like the large chin, the proportions a little bit different. And it was a bit of a G1ification of the animated character for like a new fresh translation. I thought it would look great, I thought it looked fine. Some folks have preferred like a more faithful Animated Optimus Prime. I've seen like the 3D designs out there that you can print your own or even buy your own, which also look great, but then you're just kind of like putting a 100% animated Prime head on an updated body. Looks a little bit different for me. This, it kind of looks like they really just put an animated Junkion Wreck-Gar head sculpt on this original Junkion's body. I don't see any translation on this head sculpt, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just maybe the proportions a little bit different, but that's because I think it's got to fit for the transformation of this particular guy. Now, that's all they did. That's literally all they did here. It's a different paint job from the original Junkion that this comes from, but they didn't remold anything else. Nothing. That's where the budget went. And yeah, please be excited for this, right? It like fits ever so slightly for animated Wreck-Gar, but it's just by and large a failure to really give us a modern version of the character. One of the things which oddly enough, you get the front end, the grill section of the truck mode as a separate piece. You got to plug it in somewhere else. But as we know, it's really supposed to be like the chest of animated Wreck-Gar. So, you know, my customizing mind automatically goes to, is there a way to kind of plug this on there? Maybe not just like this, you're gonna get like an overly puffed out chest. That's not gonna make any sense, but can we maybe, I don't know, cut certain pieces off and just kind of mac it on there? It's gonna maybe ruin the transformation, but it would go a heck of a long way to give us a bit more of a faithful, modern animated Wreck-Gar. He's got the same pointy spike bits here on the shoulders. Animated Wreck-Gar didn't really have, they had more of these like these giant screw looking things. So can we shave that off? Can we kind of chisel in our own giant screw looking thing? Maybe. These extra firing bits that are molded onto the fists, he definitely didn't have that. That would be easy enough to just cut off though. Yeah, we can just chop those off, smooth out the fist itself, and then of course maybe even fill in all of the hollowy sections on the fist. That wouldn't be an issue. We have the forearms here, and they have like these cyber like metallic tubings on them. Animated Wreck-Gar did not have anything like that. Can we maybe add some putty, smooth it out, maybe add some simple panel lining? Yeah, probably. That probably wouldn't affect too much with the transformation as well. He did actually have some small side hip skirts here. So, you know, that kind of does match, although these are a little bit too big. Can these maybe be chopped down in size? That is going to affect, I think, the look a little bit of the vehicle mode. Speaking about the forearms though, he did have some of the wheels of the truck on the forearms, and here they're primarily, I think he just has the 4. They're on the legs now. Maybe we can fit 1 on there. That's going to be super tricky for the transformation. It's the same feet that the previous Junkion had. Everything else is the same, just kind of painted to match a little bit like animated Wreck-Gar. Yeah, this dude's a disappointment. There's no other way to really say it. I think there are some folks coming up with some designs that maybe we can print ourselves to change up on this character and really bring out the animated Wreck-Gar-iness of it. I don't think DNA Design has announced anything for him. I'd have to double check. Maybe they will in the future. Maybe some other companies will have some ideas on what we can get, what we can do. I think there's a little bit of hope. I think there's something here that we can work on to give us something a little bit better. I think the size itself isn't bad. Animated Wreck-Gar was pretty large in the cartoon, as was the original toy. This would probably stand about equal to what Animated Prime was. So we should probably end up being like a little bit taller, but the size itself is, I think, fine. But if we could just change some things, quite a few things on bot mode, hopefully retain the transformation, maybe even in the process try to get the vehicle mode to look a bit more like what animated Wreck-Gar did, I guess I'd be happy. But I picked this up because it was a pretty decent price. I'm hopeful that there's going to be some solutions available to modify this, to upgrade it and improve upon it. And yeah, it's going to go in the backlog for that. I'm definitely not going to just do a flat repaint on it, if I ever would, as is, without changing things drastically, right? I don't even want to transform this right now. He's going to go to the side here, put all your accessories away. I'm not going to bother with everything else. That's that. I just don't like to be overly negative, but there's really very little good you can say about it. I almost wish we wouldn't have gotten it. I wish they would have just kind of held off on making it until we could have gotten something better. It is what it is. Okay, let's move on to something I think a little bit better. Here we have Transformers Studio Series What Once Was Gamer Edition. Ironhide from the game War for Cybertron. We got Ratchet a while back for this guy, right? I remember being pretty happy with this mold and looking forward to this guy. Will we still be as happy with him? We get some nice artwork here, nice bot mode, nice vehicle mode there, close up of the head here on this side, and of course some renders of bot mode and the vehicle here on the back. What's this that they're showing off? Wait, he comes with an axe? I'm sorry, he comes with an axe? Is that Prime's axe? Oh yeah, they're showing off an axe here. I believe that's the one that Prime came with, and then tabbed on the top of vehicle mode there as well. Awesome looking weapon, cool stuff. Okay, let's get him open. I need to get the taste of animated Wreck-Gar out of my mouth. Okay. Kind of funny how they have the legs kind of splayed out like that in the packaging. He is just chilling. There we go. This needs some modification here. What do we do with the backpack? I don't remember that from Ratchet. I mean, my memory's not the greatest anyways. Oh, that feels solid. Okay, yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. I remember the shoulder pads, yes. Why are these arms looking super long all of a sudden though? I'm really starting to like not remember if we got these weapons at all before with other characters or if they're new molds. It looks nice. We have the option, once again, to probably remove the forearm, plug it in directly to the arm, or use it as a weapon. And this is the axe that he's coming with. Again, I'm pretty sure that's the same axe that Optimus Prime came with, Gamer Edition Prime. I know we got the DNA kit that had some kind of a flip open option to emulate what it looks like in certain portions of the game where you see this bigger blade section on both sides. And the Hasbro one didn't have that, right? I don't think so. Again, don't really remember. I'm gonna have him in a bit of a straight standing pose just to kind of really show. I don't think I talked about this with Ratchet. This dude's arms, like his fists, are right at the knees. Is that how the body is? Is that how? No, it's not. That's not it. Oh my God, his arms are freaking long. Did I not notice that with Ratchet? I think to kind of not make that as obvious, you just have to, and these feet, the feet are like a little bit snug. You kind of have to really fold them at both the shoulder and the elbow to kind of bring them up a bit. Yeah, unless there's something different, some extra joint, I'm not saying. No, it's just the regular shoulder. We have the shoulder covering up here, and it's on its own little ball joint. You lift that up, and he's got regular shoulders right up here. Yeah, it was the same thing on Ratchet. It kind of did affect articulation a little bit. I don't think I talked about this. You can extend out the arm. It does go more than 90, but this thing starts to block it. This still looks pretty good. You can lift it up and it'll go up, of course, even higher. But then it just affects the whole look. That doesn't look good at all. So it causes a little bit of limitation. Not the end of the world though. Oh, I know I mentioned this. The fists, you know, I always love a good wrist rotation. That is awesome. There's some kibble on the back of the fists, and that's to cover them up in vehicle mode. But because of that, it doesn't look all that great now in bot mode. Yeah, because it all kind of blends together. Even though it's a different color plastic, it's just kind of continuing the look here. Not the greatest. It's not the greatest. I might be tempted, depending on how it's supposed to look in vehicle mode, to paint that section red to even match it with what's on top in the forearm. Maybe that'll help separate it further with the actual fist itself. Not too sure. The look of Ironhide though, just on its own, the look, fantastic. This is very imposing. He's got the beefiness. Proportions are good. I mean, other than the long arms. And the head sculpt. The head sculpt's nice. That is a nice head sculpt. I wish, and this is just a design critique, kind of a minor thing, I kind of wish that the mohawk section had like a bit of a pointier section in the front. More like it is in G1, right? Really accentuating that mohawk kind of a bit. Here it's just like all round, all up on top. And so it kind of gets lost on the side view a little bit. And this shoulder's kind of in the way. Yeah, not as noticeable there. More so like in the front view. Okay, not bad. I will one day give a Gamer Edition Transformer a repaint. It's got to be something that's like super glossy, super shiny, replicating the look in the game with a bunch of weathering. Even though they're shiny, there's like a bunch of scratches and the paint just kind of chipping off. I think that would look awesome. The detailing here is still great. We have some excellent little gribbly bits here on the forearms. Fantastic stuff. And also they have like these lit up sections, like how you see in the torso in between the gray sections. Honeycomb kind of a design. That would be parts that were like lit up in the game too. I actually did buy some special panel liners that are like neon colors and they're fluorescent. I think they have like a glow in the dark effect next to like a black light. And I've seen some other customizers do that too. It looks fantastic. It does look great, which I would look to have a crack at myself too. God, the designs of these wheels. Look at the detailing on them too. Great. I'm pretty sure that thin little red line going around it. First of all, you have the red over a dark gray plastic. It's getting washed out a little bit, but I'm pretty sure in the game, it probably had a glowing effect on it as well too. That's gonna be hard to pick out because it's not exactly a panel line. It's like raised up from the rest of the vehicle. So it would require some intricate painting. And he does have an Autobot emblem right there in his tummy. Can't hardly see it though. You have red on red. And in the game, none of the Autobot emblems had like the white border, or none of them were even like a silver in color to offset. They also had the glowing effect. And this one here, I can't tell that it's not truly just red in color. It's more like an orangey kind of a red to kind of give that light up effect. But you know, they can only do so much, right? This is fantastic. I do like this. Yeah, really no trouble standing up at all. Seems like he's at an angle though. I'm trying to tilt the lower legs forward. He doesn't want to do so. I think I've got to tilt him forward from the hips. There it is. Yeah, that's good. Thankfully, the feet are sufficiently chunky in size, enough of a heel where you're not going to worry about him tilting back, because he does have a bit of a backpack and it does stick out quite a bit, but the design of it is not bad. The way that it breaks up, it leaves like these two bits kind of hanging out the top section here, and this lower part kind of mushes in place a little bit. I like that. That's not bad. Oh look, it even has another Autobot emblem right here as well. Also that same orangey red kind of a color. I think this is also what's supposed to be Ironhide's chest. It's got the same look here. A lot of the parts on the video game did cheat. They changed in size when it went from vehicle to bot mode, so it'd be super tough to keep the chest section the same from bot to vehicle in this dude, because there's quite a bit of mass shifting going on. So I'm perfectly okay with that. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's give him his axe. Oh God. I don't like the way that felt. Yeah, you know what? Ironhide looks pretty good with an axe. Kind of suits him. Like the same orangey, hot orange color on it too. Could use maybe a bit of a gradient. Maybe something akin to what I did with the 86 Dinobots. But of course I'd look at how it looks in the video game. Try to recreate that. That looks good though, not bad. Oh, and the forearm's already coming off. Yeah, you have that peg. I'm gonna go right in here. Does it matter what orientation it's in? I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, some of these have been very hit and miss as far as how they look with the weapons plugged into the forearms like that, almost like at the elbow joint there. Ironhide doesn't look too bad though. That looks pretty decent. I'm willing to bet maybe it looks a little bit better as a blaster. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Much more traditional type of a weapon used there. Looks pretty good. Maybe it's lifted a little bit too high from the fist. That's a minor thing though. Not bad. It is a bit holy. It's got some gappage in the weapon, as many of the Gamer Edition weapons do. That can easily be filled in. Give us a more complete look for this weapon. Not bad, not bad. I dig it. I dig it. It looks decent enough in both variations, so I'm grateful for that. Yeah, this guy, Ironhide, Gamer Edition Ironhide is definitely one of the stronger offerings for the Gamer Edition bots. A lot of them have had some weird wonkiness going on with a lot of like gappiness or flat-footedness, or maybe just like some proportions and whatnot. Ironhide is solid though, thankfully. I do hope we continue to get more Gamer Edition bots. I think they're taking, from what I hear as of this recording, I think they're taking just a little bit of a break from these to give us, flesh out more of the G1 crew for the anniversary, which is perfectly fine. I think what I would really be curious for is to see what we get maybe as far as the Dinobots for the Gamer Edition, and maybe if we get some combiners for Gamer Edition. It's almost a little bit scary to think about more combiners. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet, but there's a curiosity. There's a curiosity for sure. All right, let's see what he looks like in his vehicle mode. God, wow, okay. That was a journey. That was a journey. And I've done this before with Ratchet. Obviously haven't transformed him since I got him. And so without having done it in a while, it's like brand new all over again. There are some definite tricky parts to the transformation, but tricky in a way that's satisfying. Very much like a jigsaw puzzle kind of a way, because you wouldn't know it just by looking at it, but this gray section here is the foot. This is the heel kind of folded up, and it's aligning perfectly now with the back section of the fist, and it feels solid. It's not really falling apart. Obviously, you mess with it too much and it can, but no, this feels good, man. Plus, the design, God, such an awesome freaking design for a Cybertronian Ironhide, man. Oh, man, that's so good. So good. Look at the back. Look at the back of this vehicle. Look at how complete it looks. Lots of little detailing in here. Little mechanical, electrical bits in here. Same honeycomb design down the bottom. You can imagine the parts that would now be glowing for you as well. Good stuff, man. And, you know, looking at it now, I can see having this middle section gray, how it does help break up a lot of the red for the vehicle as well. I don't think I would want to change that now, you know? It doesn't look bad at all. Complemented with some nice silver here in the front. Metallic gray now for the windshield. And the Autobot symbol, even though very similar color to the red plastic, there's no trouble in seeing it there as well. Such a good vehicle mode. It rolls so good. God, so good. Even the bottom does a great job of hiding any actual bot mode sections. You don't see the head, you don't see any arms tucked away. These pieces were part of the legs that are now concave, so it's not obviously part of the bot. That is excellent. Now we do have, of course, some tabs here on top for the weapons. Let's see how they're gonna go. Again, never a big fan of weapons stored on the vehicles. The back has the square tabs. That is for this weapon, and it looks like it's just kind of clumsily just tabbed on there. Ooh, not wanting to stay in place too. No, that is not holding. That looks bad. That doesn't look good at all. In no way could you actually use this weapon while he's driving, and this is gonna, you know, do some side shots. That looks terrible, and it doesn't fit on there very well. How about the axe? That pegs onto the top bits, just like that, I guess. Again, how would you use an axe realistically attached to a vehicle? No way it would really like swing around. Maybe you could say this is kind of a blaster, kind of a section, like a battering ram maybe. I don't know. It's not great. It's not anything that I would ever actually use myself. I would probably even go so far as to then just kind of snip these off and smooth them out, get a much cleaner top look. I don't know if I'd be able to fill these in. They're right on top of the honeycomb design there. I don't think I'd be able to recreate that honeycomb design. Probably not. So it might just stay the way it is, which is fine. Not a deal breaker though, at all. But this is just fantastic. This is just fantastic. What a great, great vehicle mode. Works fantastic for Ironhide too. God, such a strong design. Great colors, great paint. A complete vehicle too. Oh, so good, so good. Hasbro, give us some more, please. Please, please. I do enjoy them. A little bit less of this, if we could. Don't really care for that guy. I mean, I care for the character, but not for what you gave us. But that's gonna do it for this episode of Outside the Box. Some good, some not so great. That's the way the Cybertron cookie crumbles, unfortunately. But again, hopeful that we can make something good out of what we got for animated Wreck-Gar. Maybe one day, we shall see. I'm gonna hang on to them still regardless. The Gamer Edition collection keeps on growing. Excited for what's to come. Hopefully we won't have to wait too long. But I hope you had fun watching. As always, you know, you can catch up with me on all the social medias. We have links down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, you've already done so just by watching, so thank you so much for that. But you can like, subscribe, leave a nice comment, and you can become a channel member and use some fantastic emotes here. Of course, you can hit up the merch store for some great stuff. Grab yourself a t-shirt. And if you'd really like to support, go to patreon.com/hobbieswithjose. Check out the tiers available to you. Plenty of behind the scenes photos and videos of my latest unboxings and customizations too. I still do that every now and then. You could even let me know what to work on next if you so choose. And you can catch me live on Twitch, where I'm playing all the classic RPGs and non-RPGs for some retro achievements. But if you can't catch me live, I do upload them to my second YouTube channel, RetroQuest VOD. All right, but until the next one, remember to keep on customizing. Have fun doing it, right? I'll see y'all soon. Take care, everyone.